Welcome back everybody to my show, and today I've got something crazy. PlayStation 2 Masters of the Universe game, and been wanting to make this video for quite a while now, so let's play He-Man, dudes. So here's the game that I wanted to play, He-Man Masters of the Universe, Defender of Grayskull, and it's based off the cartoon that came out in 2002, and it's awesome. Just look at that skeletal, so freaking mean. So while I was online, I saw that this game has a couple of cheats. The cheats are as double damage, which is circle forward X up X. The next one is invulnerability, which is forward circle up back X. Unlimited Grayskull power, which is down forward X 0 down. And the last one is unlock all levels, which is X back up circle down. What they don't tell you is that you must first push X when you're on the cheat option. If you don't, it won't work, and Skeletor will just keep on laughing at you. Shut up, freaking Skeletor. Oh, come on. I swear they just do this to taunt me. But nonetheless, so excited to play this crazy He-Man game. It's the only He-Man game I've ever seen, except for that cell phone game. Yes, got it right. So what I'll do is I'll watch the clips with you guys. When the game starts, I'll do commentary on the game as we go along.
Intruder. He-Man has breached the walls of Snake Mountain. Reinforcements needed.
Skeletor, come out and show yourself!
He-Man, I sense the planet Eternia is in grave danger. I do
Come
not
on, baby, move.
Suspicion must fall on Skeletor. You must find out what is happening before it is too late.
You guys should really consider more training! Now, where is your boss?
Oh, worthless robots. They told me He-Man was attacking. But it's only that pathetic prince. Oh well, we can never have too many prisoners.
Prince Adam, are you all right? Prince Adam.
What happened? All my strength just left me.
Skeletor is not at Snake Mountain, Adam. He is here, attacking Grayskull with more strength than we've ever seen him possess before. I had to draw on all the power of Grayskull, your strength included, to keep him from entering. With each attack, his strength grows ever stronger, and I fear my force field will not last.
I'll be there as soon as I can find a way out of here.
It will be difficult, but I will spare a little of Grayskull's power to help you. Use the power sparingly to heal yourself and increase your strength. I fear you will not be able to defeat Skeletor until you find out how he has become so powerful. Once you've done that, you must hurry to Grayskull before he breaches the gates. This is our only chance, Adam. He-Man is needed.
So did you guys all get that? So basically He-Man comes to Snake Mountain and is zapped. It kind of looked like Sorceress zapped him to me, but he gets zapped by some power and he loses his He-Man ability and passes out. Triclops' army of robots report to him that He-Man is there. When he comes out, he sees Prince Adam passed out next to the sword. So they put him in jail with the sword. Sorceress wakes him up and he becomes He-Man, and so the game starts inside the dungeons of Snake Mountain. So the basic aim of this stage so far is to find all the keys and open all the gates. There's quite a couple of them and the stages are huge, so you do a lot of running. On this stage in particular, you first start to fight those robot soldiers of Triclops, and night beasts that are entrapped inside Snake Mountain's dungeon. The moves are different. He's only got sword moves. There's no punching, there's no kicking, there's no throwing. It's just He-Man with his sword, which is a bummer. You know, He-Man used a lot of his fists and pushing and throwing things in the cartoon, but nonetheless, cool just to play a He-Man game. It doesn't matter how bad it sucks. And I feel that they could have done much more to make it more exciting. So the moves are fairly simple. You just push different directions and your hit button, and it does different moves. Later on, you push 2 buttons together to do some special moves, which we'll see later on in the game. While playing this game, reminds me a lot of Conan for ps2. I don't have it anymore, I used to. Awesome game, but the playability is better on Conan, and reminds me a bit of God of War, like the stages, but not as good. The playability on God of War is excellent. I wish they could have worked a little bit more on the character and more characters, because He-Man, especially the 2000X cartoon, has got so many different characters in it. I don't know why they cut so many of the characters out. Also on the stage, there's a lot of traps and obstacles that you got to overcome, and it can be annoying sometimes, but nonetheless, let's carry on. Another thing that I've noticed about this game, that all the levels, they kind of flow into each other. So you think you're still on stage 1, meanwhile you're on stage 2 or 3, and you'll see what I'm talking about when I show you the different stage selection, because I've put the cheat in to unlock all levels. I also want to mention this part of the first stage. If you come to this area and go up the stairs, do not fall down in there, because there's no way you can get back out. Trust me, I've tried. Okay, so yeah, we get to the throne room. This part is freaking cool. It's so awesome. The throne room of Skeletor, with all the lava and the creepy way that it's made. I love it. And this is the first time when you start to fight skeleton warriors that guard the throne room, which is weird. Where are all the people such as Trapjaw, Merman, all these guys? This is the thing that frustrates me about the game. The stages are huge, but they didn't fill the stages. There's so much more that they could have done, and that's just my opinion. It's also kind of cool to see another person's interpretation of how they think Snake Mountain would look in the inside, which is really cool and really awesome to me. It's not perfect in any way, but I have a great imagination, and I could see they worked hard on the stages, because it's huge and it's vast. I just wish they worked just as hard on the character, the gameplay, and your opponents that you got to fight against in the game.
Sorceress, what does this mean?
It is as if Skeletor has discovered some way of channeling the natural mystic powers of planet Eternia to himself.
How is it possible?
I do not know, He-Man, but you must discover how he is doing this and stop it immediately. Skeletor is more powerful now than he's ever been. If Grayskull falls, the Orb of the Elders and all the power of Grayskull will be his. Skeletor will be unstoppable, and all of Eternia will be his.
Don't worry,
This chamber looks so cool, with all the lava and the dreary and gothic look to everything. When I first got here, I thought it was the boss at the end of the stage. It's some huge skeleton in gold with a huge axe or hammer. On the first few stages, your items that you get are a red cross, which gives you another life, or a skull, which gives you Grayskull power, or a shield, which you can continue from that point if you die. And He-Man dies in this game. He really dies, which is so strange. I don't know why they couldn't have avoided something like that. But anyway, it is what it is. This game reminds me of Resident Evil, and let me tell you why. It's because there's a lot of missioning. You got to mission this side and get this key, or mission that side and hit that button, or mission this side to complete this thing. And there's a lot of puzzles as well in the game, and jumping from platform to platform. And yeah, I die here where He-Man falls in the lava. I've never seen He-Man die before in my life. So weird. Yeah, I'm getting to the part where I'm escaping from Snake Mountain, and this is where you start to get to see the first character, bad guy that we're all used to. But first you got to go through a lot of things like destroy all his Doom Seekers, and there's a lot of them that attack you. After them, then you go to another chamber where you got to fight Triclops, and he's a bugger. He stands there and you got to jump all these lava chasms to get to him. At the same time he's shooting you, and his army robots are shooting you, plus his Doom Seekers. So yeah, crazy idea. At least we have this. I hope in future they make another game, because they never did this one justice.
There's no challenge in battling you anymore now that your power is drained.
I saw your laboratory, Triclops. I don't know what kind of insane theory you're working on.
Nothing theoretical, He-Man. It's happening right now as we speak. My siphon towers have been set up throughout the evergreen forest where the latent mystical power of planet Eternia is at its strongest. I could go on, but you aren't worth wasting my breath. My Doom Seekers, however, will enjoy the sport.
Triclops, tell me more about these siphon towers in the evergreen forest. How are they transmitting mystical energy to Skeletor? Talk.
The energy is processed in power chambers before being channeled directly into Skeletor.
Go on.
They're portable, and I made several backups of different sizes, but I don't know where Skeletor might have put them. They have to be somewhere close to him to work, but I don't know where. I swear I don't.
It's much worse than we imagined.
Indeed, it is. Skeletor's power will continue to grow as long as those siphon towers stand. I only fear that you are too weakened to win the battles ahead. I must give you more strength.
But you can't spare any. You need to keep up the force field until I get there. Even on Battle Cat, it will be a few days' ride to the Evergreen Forest, and then to Castle Grayskull.
All that matters is that the orb be protected from Skeletor. If he gets it, he will be unstoppable. You must hurry. My strength weakens as his grows. Use the power I relinquish well, He-Man.
So the time has come for me to show you guys the all level select. Once you hit the cheat code in, if you go to the option all level select, this is the options that they give you. Here's all the levels that you can choose from: Skeletor's Trap, The Gathering Storm, Escape from Snake Mountain, Forest Under Siege, The Shadow of the Sphinx, The Green Gauntlet, Beastman's Lair, Storming Castle Grayskull, Panther's Claw, and The Sorcerer's Savior. As I mentioned before, it feels like the stages are flowing into each other. We are actually under Forest Under Siege, the 4th stage. So let's hit the play button and continue.
Skeletor has nearly breached the castle walls. I won't be able to contact you if I am to maintain any defense against him. You must find the Siphon Towers and destroy them, or all is lost.
So here we are in the 4th stage called Forest Under Siege in the Evergreen Forest. He-Man riding on Battle Cat. It's like every collector's dream to be able to play a game with He-Man and Battle Cat in combat as they're supposed to be. And it's kind of awesome running around the show. Whenever Battle Cat jumps or fights or anything, he roars, which is cool. And he's got these 2 cannons, which I think comes from the cartoon 2000X. And at the same time, He-Man can slash with his sword left and right. If you push your buttons together, then they do a special move, which is awesome. I love it. The controls are a little bit quirky in a way. I can't say it's 100%, but you know, it's manageable. This is one of my favorite type of stages to go through. All the stages with the forestry, I really enjoy them. So the main aim is to get all the generators and destroy them, because that's one of the sources of Skeletor's power at the moment in this game. They've laid the stage with many traps and things that can trick you, but awesome stage. I really enjoyed it compared to the other stages. So the next thing I want to talk about is not really, how can I say, towards the game. I'm just doing it and everything's happening at the appropriate time, where I'm playing retro stuff, comparing it to what's happening now in the Motu scene. I mean, I've just watched over the weekend the new Revelations Motu series and I thoroughly enjoy it. I would like to see your reactions. If you want to leave the comments below, I will read them and I'll give you my opinion about everything. But I saw that there's a lot of hatred going towards Kevin Smith. His style is crazy. I appreciate everything that comes Motu way, because I'm a huge Motu fan. I love Motu. I love Motu just as much as any other guy that loves Motu. My idol when it comes to toys and everything is Pixel Dan. I think he's an awesome character and I love his attitude towards everything. But nonetheless, I'm here in South Africa and doing what I can to support the retro gaming toys movement. I just want to do what I love, and I think it's come about time in my life that I do something about it. I noticed in the latest cartoon of Motu Revelations that there's a lot of adult themes in the cartoon. I mean, for the first time we see that Skeletor has been stabbed to death in the first episode, and then later on He-Man or Prince Adam gets stabbed and we don't know if he will survive. I was kind of thinking to myself, hey guys, were you on LSD when you wrote the script? Because I never expected to see what I saw. At some parts I couldn't even believe it. Because it's seriously whack. I mean, you're talking about Skeletor dying, paradise. It's a cool idea to see King Grayskull, Savage He-Man, also known as Wonder Breed He-Man. But at the same time, I can't stop thinking, where the hell was Skeletor? Then why did Mossman have to die? Now that Skeletor's gone, Triclops has formed his own cult, and then Tila and her gang start fighting against them. Really whack, really crazy, but I'm sure things will turn to normal. I have faith and hope.
I thought you were an agent of Skeletor's. I too came to the Evergreen Forest to destroy this tower which is sucking the life from Eternia. Had I known, Shadow Beasts! We fight together this time.
Better to fight with you than against you. I have heard the legends. You must be the one they call He-Man. I am Sphinx. I come from the wildlands of Eternia, where my power and that of the dragons, giants, and other beasts was being sapped by these infernal machines of Skeletor.
Our victory will not last if Skeletor gains the power of Grayskull.
I know a secret path to gain you access. Follow me.
Lead the way, friend.
Through there, you will find the secret path to Grayskull. Your steed will be waiting for you at the drawbridge. Your quest will be perilous, but you will not be alone. I will help you when I can. Fare thee well. Fare thee well.
I don't know, Kevin Smith, love it or hate it, it's your opinion. I think he's done okay. At least it's more content that we never had before. A lot of people don't like the new Adventures of He-Man series. I've watched it, it's okay. Okay, so enough with the politics and let's carry on with the game. This is what we're doing, this is what we're here for. Now that you've completed the first part of the forest stage, you continue further on foot as you look for the Grayskull Abyss. But at the same time, there are more of those generated things from Triclops that you have to destroy. Things a little bit more different. He-Man gets his axe and his shield to carry with him while he's on foot on his way to Grayskull. Same things as before. You got Shadow Beasts, you got Cave Beasts, which are more frequent in this stage now. Traps, obstacles, platforms that you're going to jump onto, but a fun stage nonetheless. This is also a time for you to experiment with your different moves, because each weapon has a different move. You got two swords, you got your axe, and you got your shield, which is quite a few weapons that have different techniques that you can master. Here we finally reach the abyss that leads towards Grayskull and its secret entrance. So finally we get to see Beastman for the first time. He doesn't say much in this game, unfortunately, but he's the reason behind all the shadow beasts and cave beasts chasing you and fighting you, because they are under his power. He's the master of all beasts and the next character you have to defeat in the game. I seriously wish there was more characters like Stinkor, Jitsu, Ninja, Man-at-Arms, so many different characters in this game that was left out. I don't know if it's a copyright thing, but damn, it sucks. The stages are fine, I have no problem with the stages, but the characters, they could have filled all these stages with different characters, and that would have been awesome. As you can see, I'm starting to stray from the topic, but I'd really like to talk about the cartoon 2000X, which came out in 2002. I would have really loved it if that toy line was released in South Africa at that time, but unfortunately it wasn't. The first time I saw it, I was working in England in 2004. I know the toys are larger than your 5.5 scale action figures, but was done by 4 horsemen.
Grind your bones to dust! I'm tired of playing with you, He-Man. Your time is up!
Which does incredible work. We never got it here in SA. And this toy line is known as Motor Classics, but now through certain contacts and people I know, it's possible to get them again at the right price.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
The crystal chamber of Castle Grayskull. Spread out, my skeletons! The Elder's orb of power is in here somewhere. The sorceress! We will find you! It's only a matter of time before all the power of Eternia is finally mine! So you've made it here after all, He-Man. As the new master of Castle Grayskull, I bid you welcome. I think you'll find Home Sweet Home isn't quite as remembering.
So what we have here is what I've been waiting for quite a while, is to get into Castle Grayskull. Getting in and playing in the first few minutes was okay, cool, but it seriously got monotonous, and at the end of the day, it is one of my most favorite stages. A few comments that I'd like to leave about it is, it's kind of sad to see Castle Grayskull in such disarray. I expected more. Well, what do you expect if it's only Skeletor, Triclops and Beastman and Panther that are with him throughout the whole game? Where are all the rest of the people? It's kind of weird for me, but nonetheless, I'm not going to focus much on this stage because to me it was one of the most boringest stages. Yes, you get some puzzles to solve and a few buttons there you have to push, but nothing spectacular, nothing that drew my breath away. So let's get to the good stuff. Another thing about this specific level, it reminds me so much of PS1 Legacy of Kain, which was an awesome game. I loved that game, but don't have it anymore. Love to get it back, but it brings back a lot of those memories. Well, the main thing that bugs me about playing this stage and everything is that there's so much running around and not much going on. I'm sure they could have put a lot more into the dynamics of the game and the storyline and filling these huge and vast stages. It almost feels like I'm playing Tomb Raider after a while. Another thing that I think they could have added, which would have helped so much in this game, is there's no map. You're just running around blindly and backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, like Resident Evil. But at least in Resident Evil you had a map.
You echo the past with each footfall on marble floors of the Elder's Hall. Stony visages with aspects grave block the path to the crystalline cave. Only two will give up the way. The first is she who greets the day, with frozen arms outstretched to the light. The second is he of midday and night. The very planet cries. The greatest power chamber in yonder annex lies. No force of strength will stop this threat. The scales of balance must each be set. Touch each glyph and find its mate. War is peace, and love is hate.
Keep an eye on Panther.
The time has finally come, sorceress! Give me the orb, now!
Never!
You've outstayed your welcome, Skullface.
Now or all's in vain. Destroy each thing to break the chain. Save your friend first, and force malign, and then the power will again be thine.
So finally and eventually I come to the end of my episode. It was a huge undertaking. I never expected it to take so long, but nonetheless it was crazy. I remember saying earlier on that when I was entering into Grayskull it was kind of boring, but the game started to pick up and picked up so much that I didn't even bother doing commentary near the end of the game. So I'll just put in a little bit of commentary here. Even while I was making the video, I watched the Netflix videos and all the hype that was going on in between there. But nonetheless, had a great time. Hope you guys too. Thanks for the view. All my motor friends out there, Teal is so hot right now. Till next time guys, cheers.